In Bethlehem they found him, Joseph and Mary mild, seated by the manger, watching the holy child. We can ask why God would send his only son to earth. In the simplicity of the manger, we see an answer. If God came to be in power, there would be no way God would go to Bethlehem. Bethlehem is not a place of power. Jerusalem, down the road, was the power center of the province. The global power center was in Rome, the dominant empire of the day. If God wanted power, God would have gone to Caesar's palace in Rome and taken power that way. What if God wanted wealth? Well, if God wanted wealth, would he have come to Mary and Joseph? The general understanding is that Joseph was likely a carpenter, given that Jesus later became one himself, since it is likely that a son would follow his father in their profession. But that's not a rich and powerful occupation. And then we look at Mary, who was basically a teenager. She was not from a powerful family. She was from Galilee, a backwater, not a place of wealth or influence. What if God wanted to start a social movement? I would assume that if God just wanted a movement, shepherds would not have been told first. It would have been the priests or the social leaders of the people. It could have been the merchants who had the means to finance the work, not the shepherds who, in our modern understanding, would be the equivalent of fast food workers, more seen as low-skilled labor. Instead, we see what God really wants. God wants us. God wants the people, not the wealth or power or influence. God wants people to turn or return to him. And this is the only way the nativity of Christ makes sense. It's the only reason Mary and Joseph would be the earthly parents. People that are average but faithful. It is why the shepherds were told first. People who had no societal power or wealth, but were people nonetheless who were looking. When we look at the nativity, it reminds us why God came. And that regardless of how others view us, we matter to God.